right, there's the closing bell to the regular session. We're going to be streaming. This is Swinging Bull, by the way, with PB Alerts. Welcome, everyone. I'm live on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Of course, I'm live in the Discord as well. What's going on, everyone? So we have Applied Digital Corporation reporting earnings. I believe it's at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. So we got a little bit of time to burn here, just a few minutes, and I'll use that time. Let me go over this bear put spread real quick. I just opened up in the Discord. This is for January 24th expiration, and it's just the downside hedge for some of my long positions I have open. Actually got filled at $36 each on this, and it's a bear put spread. It's kind of the slang term for it. The technical term is a put debit spread is what we entered, and I'm basically risking $36 to make 64, right? I think I got filled at 35, so I'm risking 35 to make 65. So I get my 35 back plus 65, so 65 divided by 35. It's 185% potential return. It's dated January 24th. What we did was we bought the 577 put, and then we sold to open the we bought the 577 put, and then we sold to open the 576 put to form a one wide spread with a potential return of 185%. So of course we'll get the max gain if SPY ends up below 576. You can see the max gain here showing right there. Of course, if SPY rebounds tomorrow morning, we have more inflation data tomorrow morning, specifically consumer price index. We did have producer price index, which is the other half of the inflation data. We had that this morning, and that actually came in cooler than expected. So it's a good kind of first sign there, but we got the second part of inflation tomorrow morning, which is CPI. So I know we don't like to use the word hope when we trade, but I am hoping that CPI comes in better than expected, and we can kind of move on with this fear of inflation crap that's been going on the past couple of weeks. People or investors kind of fearing that inflation's coming back, and possibly the Feds might even raise interest rates this year. There's been all kinds of rumors going around and talk. So I just wanted to, enter a trade where obviously I can make some money on the downside. If you're not trading the downside when there's uncertainty in the market, I think you're kind of missing part of the game here. If all you're doing is just going long all the time. We got to be able to make money on the downside when we have these market shifts, and that's the purpose of this trade. The purpose of this trade is not a primary trade that I'm planning on, making profit on. I'm just paying a little bit of a debit to buy insurance. That's all it is. If this thing goes to zero, I don't care, because the money I'm expected to make on my long positions is a lot more than the little bit of money I'm spending on. I did open up a couple of these. Okay. So, I spend a little bit of money to make sure I can sleep good at night, and to make sure that if the market does continue down, that I'd be able to make some money on it. Okay. So that's the purpose of this trade I opened up today. It's a bearish hedge for my long positions. Right now I'm long on Ford, I'm long on Net, and I do have a long position on Mara, and I'm also long on a few others. I also opened up some new $10 cash secured puts on AEHR. We took advantage of their down move that they had today. So I just wanted to recap a little bit of what's going on with my trades and kind of what I'm doing to kind of protect myself and hedge and stuff like that. SPY was just a wacky day today. It had a positive reaction to PPI inflation data in pre-market, which was nice to see. And it kind of held up after open, and then basically gave all the pre-market gains back and then some. And SPY ended up going to 578.35. All three major indexes, the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ, were all green this morning. And then all three of those indexes went red. And then they all flipped green again. And then they flipped red again. So it's just a flip-flop back and forth going on with the markets today. very sloppy. We did have some alerts in the Discord this morning on some puts, Bryce options specifically made some good money on some puts, and then one of our other bot alerters, Captain options. He had made some great money on some calls going back the other way, and then of course it retraced back down, and then it went back up. So kind of a sloppy day, but if you played the range, you probably did all right. You probably could have done calls towards in the afternoon, a little bit of a double bottom action going on there, and then of course we pumped into close right back up to here to the peak. But we're here for APLD's earnings. Okay, it's Applied Digital Corporation. I'm on the 5-minute chart right now. Let me just zoom into the 1 minute. So looks like we are getting a positive reaction so far. The data should be out. Let me just pull up my other screen here and check and see if we got some EPS and some revenue data, perhaps some guidance. Let me just switch my account here to my main account. And let's see if this initial reaction is going to be the real reaction, or is that just sometimes the initial move isn't really the real move, right? So let me see if I can get the earnings data for everyone. I'll post that on YouTube too once I find it. Okay, so yeah, we had the initial spike up to 925, and it came all the way back down from where it started. So we do got some volatility going on. Let me just scroll down here. I do got a little bit of data here. Revenues came in at 63.9 million. That's up 51% from the prior year period. Looks like they did have a net loss, 138.7 million, which was negatively impacted by 87.2 million from the loss on change in the fair value of debt. So 25.4 million from the loss on conversion of debt at 950. Okay, I see what they're saying there. Let's see here. They had some litigation expenses, 3.5 million. Okay, 12.6 million. So they are showing a net loss. They're let me go back and see if I can find some more here. Let me just see. So the earnings don't really look too good. Looks like the price is still kind of thinking about what it's wanting to do here. Investors are still well, actually the earnings, this is the thing. The earnings, they had a negative net loss, but they did beat expectations. Let me just show you this graphic here. So the expected forecast of EPS was negative 0.15. They came in at negative 0.06. So they actually did beat that. Okay, even though the number is still negative, they did beat forecasts. And same thing with revenue. 61.61 million was the forecast. Came in at 63.86 million. So double beat on Applied Digital. So what I'm probably going to be looking for here is see if we got some forward guidance. Here's some data from Alpha Sense. Let's that we can take a look at here. It's like SPY's kind of running in after hours here a little bit. Let me go 3-minute chart. Yeah, it is. SPY's still kind of running up in after hours. Let's check out this here. The good thing they got going for them is the revenues were up 51% from the prior year period. Okay, let's just talk about some comments from the CEO and the chairman and CEO Wes Cummins. We remain in late stage negotiations for our Ellendale campus, said Applied Digital chairman. Over the past year, we've gained valuable insights into the thorough and deliberate approach hyperscalers take. While their timelines may extend longer than initially expected, we remain steadfast in our commitment to delivering our 400 megawatt data center campus on time and within budget. Okay, well that's good. A couple more statements here. The rapid expansion of hyperscale data centers, driven by the growing demand for AI capabilities, is presenting significant challenges to electricity availability in the US, according to a recent Morgan Stanley report. There could be a shortfall of approximately 36 gigawatts in power available for US data centers by 2028. That doesn't sound good. To put this into perspective, that's equivalent to the output of around 36 nuclear power plants. Addressing this issue is not straightforward, as adding new capacity requires lengthy planning, regulatory approvals, and the development of new generation and transmission infrastructure, processes that can span years or even decades. Based on these dynamics, we believe that much of the US's currently available excess power could be under contract within the next few years. Let me just read a couple more final statements here. It's almost 4:15 p.m. Pookie on Discord says, let's go. Applied Digital. Applied Digital is not going anywhere right now, but a couple more statements here. Applied Digital was one of the first companies to recognize this growing demand for power and data centers. So it's they're making some statements that basically power for the data centers, that there's a need there, right? And it looks like they're trying to fill that need. So I guess that could be looked at as positive. And anticipating these needs, we begin construction of our facilities ahead of many hyperscalers fully grasping the shifting demand landscape. As a result, we believe we are well positioned to capitalize on these trends. They're making quite a few statements here. Our strategy has been fully positioned to capitalize on these trends. Our strategy has been further validated over the past year by securing strategic investments from CIM Group, NVIDIA. So they got some investments in the NVIDIA. And now Macquarie Asset Management, a division of one of the world's largest infrastructure investors. Okay. We believe these investments not only validate our vision and approach, but also lower our cost of capital and accelerate the development of our pipeline, transforming it into highly valuable assets for our shareholders. Bit of a mouthful there, what they're trying to explain, but I kind of get what they're saying is there's a demand for power for data centers, and they're going to try and capitalize and fill that demand. So their vision is to establish a platform for building and operating multiple HPC data centers. This journey began with our Ellendale campus and continues with the development of additional campuses. We are proud of the significant progress achieved this quarter and look forward to sharing further updates as the year unfolds. Okay, it doesn't look bad. It's just not very exciting. I guess would be the word for it. They are operating at a loss. Okay. Let's see what else. And their net loss before income tax expenses, 138,725. Okay, that's probably in the million there. So they're operating at a loss, trying to get all their stuff up and running. That's probably hurting them a little bit. So they're not making a profit. Okay. And we kind of knew this going in. I was interested in seeing if they were gonna finally be able to pull the profit, and then maybe my confidence would increase a little bit on this stock. But they're still operating at a loss, $138 million loss. And there's a couple ways to look at it. That they're operating at a loss. That's not a good thing. But they're operating at a loss because they're trying to get these other data centers set up, and they're making investments with big players in the data center infrastructure business and things like that. So, there's positives there. It's not like they're losing money and there's nothing to show for it. They're losing money because they're trying to expand, which, that's not a bad thing. But I don't think anything in this earnings is kind of exciting investors. We had this initial pop to 925. It closed the regular session at $8.54, which was up, technically up. If you count pre-market, I mean, it had a nice run up this morning here. This was in pre-market. So had a nice rally in pre-market to over $10, and then came back down, almost retraced 100%. So if you're only looking at regular session price action, it looks like they were down today. But if you include what happened in pre-market, they finished the day up 10%, right? And they are green technically in after hours, up about 1.4% right now, trading at $8.65 a share. So there's obviously some selling pressure going on right now. We can clearly see from the candlesticks that are printing. This is a 1-minute chart, but that's basically all the data we have to go off of since this catalyst, the earnings data was just released just a short bit ago, about 10 minutes ago. So we'll keep our eye on it. If you're long on APLD, like I say, it's not all doom and gloom because they did have a very good pre-market action this morning, which has kind of helped propping them up throughout the day as far as them still being green. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's nice to see everyone here. What's up, Porter? What's up, Duco? What's up, Latvian? What's up, Pookie? JB, Jojo? Got a bunch of people turned out on the Discord. Got almost 700 people tuning in on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. And again, we were just looking at APLD. They had an initial bullish reaction. That actually might have been, that spike occurred right when the earnings data was released. So initial bullish reaction, but then came back down, and now it's kind of selling off a little bit there. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything else. We already went over EPS. We went over revenue. And so they did double beat. But again, it just doesn't look like investors are excited, anything related to guidance or anything like that. Okay, we're getting some selling now. Let's see some other things here. Let me post this on YouTube for everyone. And I'm just going to put the revenue and EPS. One of the bright spots is the revenue is up 51% year over year. The bad thing is they're still operating at a loss. So that's kind of just to kind of summarize what's going on with Applied Digital. I'll post this on YouTube here. And let's just take a look. Wall Street Engine might have a typo. Matter of fact, they do. The forecast EPS was negative 0.15. So let me just fix that real quick before I post this. There we go. Okay. Give me one sec here. There, that'll do. Let me post this for everybody. Okay, you should see the results on the bottom of my screen. So again, double beat. They beat EPS, they beat revenue. The bright spot is them being up 51% year over year on the revenue. The dark spot is they're still operating at a loss. And coming into this earnings, their forecast PE ratio was negative 17. Their trailing 12 months PE ratio was negative 7. So PE ratio forward looking is not improving there. EPS trailing 12 months was negative 1.15. That's the annual EPS there. Free float of 167 million. They did do a reverse split back in 2022. A reverse split is still not good, but it was only a 1-for-6 reverse split. So nothing like crazy. Like some of these reverse splits we see are like 1 for 50, right? So the chart doesn't look bad either. It's kind of holding up in after hours. It's only down like 0.5%. It's trading at $8.50 in after hours. On the bigger time frames, it's obviously making higher lows and higher highs. So I do like it technical analysis wise. It's just the financials is just a little concerning. You can see the past 5 quarters, they just can't pull a profit. The past 5 years of net income on their income statement has all been negative. So they're just having trouble pulling a profit is the bottom line. but they are still trying to grow and expand, and that's a lot of times that's why. Assets went up significantly, and that's because of the data centers that they're building. I bet on the line item. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought. Basically, hard assets, property, plants, and equipment, which is going to be their data centers, right? That's they got a lot of value there, almost $1 billion, 3/4 of $1 billion. One thing not going for them is they're low on cash. Okay, they're low on cash. Let me go to quarterly. Well, they did get a little bit of infusion of cash. They were at 3.34 million cash and equivalents, and then now they're at 58.22 million. That number's obviously going to change with the new data that came out today. But just keep your eye on their cash position. If they get low on cash, last thing you want to see is them doing an offering or something like that. So anytime their cash positions are really low, and they're operating at a loss, so any cash they have is probably going to get burned through. So we'll see if they end up doing any equity raises or capital raises. MT1 on Twitter, do you think it could reach $15 per share by the end of the year? Anything's possible. That would be breaking their all-time highs. I believe their all-time high, just going on the monthly chart here, $11.62. And that was about a year and a half ago. Them going to $15, I mean, that's kind of in uncharted territory. They haven't been that high before. Maybe before they did that reverse split in 2022, it was up there. But, once the reverse split is done, it's, the charts kind of change, right? So, that's a tough one. $15. I mean, you're asking, that's almost 100% return from the current price. We do got some people on YouTube asking about when the call is. So let me just pull that data up for everyone, and I'll show you how you can easily find the call, and I'll post the link too. But basically, just Google APLD investor relations, okay, and then boom, it's the first link that pops up. Okay, so we can click on that, and yeah, cookies is fine. So here's the data for the conference call. Okay, I'll post this on YouTube just at least so everyone has the info. So the actual call with the CEO is at 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's specifically answering Fi's question on YouTube. I'll post that here for you right here. I'll just post it on the screen for everyone. So that's when the earnings call is with the CEO. If you're looking at my screen right now, this is how you get to the call. You're just going to Google APLD Investor Relations. First link that pops up, boom, click that, takes you to the company's investor relation homepage. And you see right here is the featured image right on their homepage. You see this button here that says webcast. Okay, so when we get closer to 5 o'clock Eastern, click on that. They might have you fill out a little form, with like your name and email or something. It's okay. You're not going to be added to some spam list. It's just to be able to allow you to get into the web call. They're obviously keeping track of how many people are joining the web call. So this is, let me go ahead and just post the link. So I'm going to click on webcast. And yeah, just as I expected, they'll make you fill out this little form. It's okay. If you fill it out, you're not going to get spammed. All right. It's just to gain you access to the web call. So let me actually, this link is a little too much in the URL to post and for people to type out. So what I'm going to do is just put the main link to the investor relation homepage, and I'll go ahead and post that. So if y'all whoever wants to join the web call with the CEO, just screenshot that link I just posted on the bottom of the screen. As soon as you go there, fill out that little form, and boom, you'll be let into the web call. Okay. Almost 4:30 here. Let me just make sure I didn't. Oh, Pookie. Okay. Duco. Okay. Cheers, man. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. Good to see you, brother. I'll see you tomorrow in the Discord. And speaking of the Discord, we had some good trades today. I was going over this at the beginning of the stream, but we in the Discord we played the puts to the downside this morning, and then one of our analysts alerted some calls when this V-shape, right when this V-shape recovery started, and so we made money in both directions today. It was good. And back to APLD sticks real quick. It's still just doing nothing. It's just sitting here. Investors still digesting the earnings data. They did beat EPS and revenue forecasts, but the EPS still came in as a negative number, and the revenue, they beat revenue, and revenue was up 51% year over year, but they're operating at a loss. That's the problem with them right now. Okay, and just give me 1 second here. All right, let me just check one more thing. Okay. All right, so with that said, I'll probably go ahead and wrap things up here. We definitely we got the reaction on APLD. Not much of a reaction. Investors just aren't excited about this yet. It's not catching the bid. But on the same token, it's not really selling off either, because it closed the regular session at 854, and that's at 864 right now. So that's a good thing for the bulls. It's we didn't get a negative reaction. So that's good moving forward. Okay. Now let's talk about the Discord. If you're looking for a new home, we day trade every day. We have analysts that day trades the opening move. Basically just trades blue chip stocks. His name is Coach Ethan. So if you're into day trading in the morning, get your trading done for the day in the morning, and then enjoy the rest of your day after you've made some profits, you're going to want to go see Coach Ethan. There's a link in the description. You can join our Discord for free if you want. If you just want to jump right into the premium section, there's a link there for the premium as well. In the Discord, I mainly teach advanced option strategies. So I do a lot of spreads. I do a lot of credit spreads, a lot of debit spreads. I do inverse iron condors for earnings a lot of times. I'll do regular iron condors. And I also run a lot of the wheel strategy. That's my main strategy that I've been trading for years, and it's just been the most consistent over time. So if you're into trading the wheel strategy, and maybe you're just unsure of what stocks to do it on or what expiration dates and strike prices you should be targeting, join the Discord. And I go by TheSwingingBull on Discord, and Coach Bull, basically. So if you want to, maybe you're sick of the rat race of day trading every day and it's just not working for you. Well, you need to find a different way to trade. Not every way of trading is going to work for everyone. It depends on your personality a lot, and you just got to kind of experiment with different trading strategies until you can find the strategy that fits your personality the best. And then once you can figure that out, you'd be surprised how fast things start turning around. For me, my comfort spot in trading, as far as the type of trading, is I like to be an option seller. I figured that out years ago, that was more my liking, that fits my personality, and I just love being on the other side of the transaction. So I like actually writing contracts, selling to open. We do lots of sell to open. Okay. So that's what I do. If you're into swing trading, maybe swing trade stocks, maybe just trade equity, you're going to want to go see Coach Mad Maverick. Okay. And he specializes in our swing trading, and he does really well. He also does a lot of option trading. So, but those are your three main coaches there. And so, yeah, if you're looking for a new home, check out the link in the description. And if you do decide to join, I definitely look forward to meeting you. But with that said, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night. And anyone on the Discord, if you need anything, feel free to shoot me a DM and I'll get back to you right away. But cheers, everyone. And I'll talk to everyone soon. And I'll see you in the next stream. Bye now.